I'm a thinker by nature, and my X-ray vision can't help but penetrate every matter to its depths, explore it not just mentally or intellectually, but also metaphysically and spiritually. My analogies and observations are unsettling for many dimwits here, so I will stop now. Ha. 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 You've seen the news stories, you've read the paper's headlines, and I'm happy to say that it's finally here. That's right, get ready to meet Raid Shadow Legends' Shadowkin faction. Raid is the sponsor of today's video, so let me tell you about their newest playable faction. The Shadowkin hail from beyond the Brimstone Path in the farthest reaches of the Eastern Continent, trapped under the ruthless rule of the demon spawn for centuries. Only now that they've overthrown Sirith's tyranny have they been able to reveal themselves, but only time will tell how good they truly are. For now, take a look at Jintora, one of the new Shadowkin champions. I really can't wait to get my hands on this one. Choosing different champions has always been one of my favorite parts of playing Raid, and it sure looks like these Shadowkin characters are going to be replacing Jotun at the top of my champions list. I've been focusing my time on upgrading my top champions, and the fruits of my labor have really shown in battle. I definitely recommend that strategy to anyone. This month, Raid is releasing 11 new champions, 200 brand new missions, and an exclusive legendary champion as a reward for finishing all of it. Not to mention 5 new levels on almost every dungeon in the game. Raid keeps getting bigger and better, and there's never been an easier time to join, so what are you waiting for? Use those links in the description to download Raid today so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. It's that easy. Just click the link in the description and I'll see you in game. What is up, my aesthetic boys? It's Fresh back with another video. On today's episode of r/IAmVerySmart, we take a deep dive into the best and brightest on the internet, or at least the best and brightest according to them. The conservative case for teen pregnancy, and just so you guys know, this one is so ridiculous, I'm going to go ahead and put harpsichord music in the background, just really drive home the point. Where the success sequence is parsimonious, elevating lust and the pursuit of wealth above other natural goods, pregnancy is liberal in the old-fashioned sense of the word. Indeed, by the standards of our professional class, even munificent. Ah yes, precisely. I'm just a normal average American. I like my liberalities munificent and my sequences parsimonious. If you can't give me a cheese-pairing succession, that's right, cheese-pairing is a real word. Oh boy, let's just throw the philanthropic ideologies right out, if you know what I'm saying. Do you? No, that's a real question. I really have no clue what I just said. Most people who don't have 140 to 150 IQs really can't effectively differentiate between J&J and other vaccines. We need a clear message. Best case is they permanently pause J&J vaccine and make it clear that Moderna and Pfizer vaccines use a different technology. Well, to be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand the vaccination effort. The differences between mRNA and adenovirus are extremely subtle, and without a solid grasp of modern immunology, most of the public health messaging will go over a typical American's head. Agree. Here's the thing, though, this man is so far up his own ass that he completely missed a Rick and Morty copy pasta. Oh boy, they're evolving and not in the right direction. He took it quite well. I think you mean he took it all right. No, I think you mean he took it all right. He probably needs the studying. Perhaps you and him could go on a Starbucks date. Source: the guy who paid attention in middle school. Ooh, 131 downvotes. This should be good. This is a great one too, because to some extent language is amorphous and always subject to cultural pressure and change. All right becomes all right, and meanings can change a lot. See what I did there? Anyhow, what hasn't changed is the type of person you have to be to go around correcting contentious grammar choices on Reddit. Rage Against the Machine never specified what type of machine they were furious with, but I reckon it was probably a printer. Oh, actually, the machine which they refer to is capitalism and oppressive structures in the highest levels of society. You're welcome. Yeah, honestly, the overlap between r/IAmVerySmart and r/whoosh, again that's whoosh with 4 O's, has gotta be pretty high. Sick and tired of not being able to communicate effectively because I use too many words. I'm gonna have to learn how to simplify my knowledge much better in the future. This is a double killer because this dude is legitimately convincing himself that using words people can't understand makes him a better communicator or smarter. I'm all for precision of language, but if people literally don't understand what you're saying, I'm gonna go ahead and say that your communication skills need significantly more work than you might think. There is beauty and skill in concision. I'm not asking you to go all Kevin on me, but I think we can agree that unnecessary complication is not desirable. There are plenty of times when I'll go online and see two idiots throwing the phrase Dunning-Kruger back at each other. Look at that. I call them idiots. Wow, look at the stunning vocabulary on this one. Intelligence gives me this falsetto superiority complex. My IQ is 130, and I would say I reap the benefits of it. Once you get an IQ over 126, you're less likely to succeed in life due to the correlation between intelligence and mental illness. Well, I'm not an exception to that. I have OCD, anxiety, depression, and bipolar, the big four. But I overcame these issues through medication and therapy, and now I'm realizing that I'm just good at everything. Look, I'm all for removing stigmas surrounding mental health, opening up conversations, and finding people help is very important. This guy's kind of flexing it, but what's the point in criticizing this homie when he's clearly good at everything he does? I know that's the case because he said so. Right there. And as we all know, the hallmark of a true genius is constantly pointing out how great you are. I have had IRL sex many times. When you're 6'2", strongly built, and have an IQ of 181, it's difficult to live the trad life, though I wish I did sometimes. Yes, says the guy who I'm sure takes pleasure in explaining why his Hindu swastika PFP is different from a Nazi swastika. Maybe he uses a synonym for miserly and likes to explain that one too. A certain kind of person to take pleasure in these things, I gotta say. A certain kind of person. I think you'd have to be crazy to buy a Rolex right now. I'd invest in AMC, buy the dips in crypto. You'll make 10 times that in a few days. AMC's on a free fall. It was only hype so the early guys could get out. False. There's still 132 million shares shorted. The company can run for 2 years even if they make zero revenue in that time. AMC is easily a $30 plus stock when they return to pre-COVID numbers, but by all means, attempt to argue the math with an astrophysicist. I have about 4,200 shares, made about 16K today, and that's not including the calls I own. People like you also thought Doge and BTC weren't going anywhere back when 10,000 Doge cost $6 and 10,000 Bitcoin cost $8. I'm curious what about your training as an astrophysicist gives you such a deep insight into the stock market. Yeah, did you sell? Yeah, math plus insanely high IQ plus my portfolios speak for themselves. Buying a home in 90077 at age 23, that's a zip code. The raw Ortex data plus being Jewish, wait, what? Anyhow, plus AMC completed their new share offering, plus the massive spike today where only about 1% of shorted shares covered, plus I started my own business at age 14 and was making 50 to 79K a year in high school. That's oddly specific, but I've got plenty more. The commenter kind of spells out the majority of the commentary here, even if HomeSlice is actually an astrophysicist. Not like that gives you any additional insight into crypto investment strategies. More importantly, though, is the best question to ask anyone who's trying to convince you to buy crypto by saying that they've made a ton of money. Have you sold any? I know plenty of people who have made money on Bitcoin, but I also know a lot of people who bought Bitcoin, watched the value increase, and continue to hold, believing themselves to be making money, but you haven't made unless you've sold it. If this guy's just sitting on appreciating crypto assets that could drop 30% because someone says the wrong joke on SNL, hard for him to say he made $16,000 today. Stupid people. They're everywhere. Thank God I'm not one of them. But it does get a little lonely sometimes. Stupid people are so stupid. How stupid are they? They're so stupid they don't even know that they're stupid. They think that they're actually morally superior. They think that they have the best advice. And they get so emotional. And they're hypocrites. If I didn't hate them so much, I'd feel sorry for them. But they aren't worth my pity. What's sad is that all the stupid people have the power. Because that's what they seek. Power. They need to elevate themselves with their ignorant, pretentious righteousness while putting down others. That's how they get the power that they have. And they benefit from being in universal-sized, hive-minded mobs. So they're always the majority. In other words, stupid can't be defeated. All you can do is go Rick Sanchez on them and laugh as their bug intestines get splattered all over the place. Let me shove this portal gun up your rear end, you dumb fucks. You stupid people are a bunch of CGN... What? CG what? The fuck is a CGN? Wait, are they referring to a carrier-grade NAT IPv4 network design? Are they using the reciprocal NAT gateway structure as a metaphor for them projecting their own insecurities and desires to convince themselves of power and grandeur despite any personal issues, even when they're saying that dumb people are actually doing that? Did that mean absolutely nothing because I had no fucking clue what NAT IP4V networks are? No, definitely not. I know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry you didn't pay attention in middle school engineering class. Approximately 100-384773973964892747474.9274765928827464643. I bet you didn't completely read out that number. Well, how much money did I win now? My IQ has boosted a lot since I was 15. I've trained my brain, developed a photographic memory, synesthesia, and extreme arithmetic and logic skills. My IQ is 0.000000001% of the population. This could mean a lot of numbers. On a standard deviation of 15, this is equal to about 200. I joined Mensa at the age of 16. Ah, yes, Mensa, that bastion of intellectual superiority, a group so filled with prestige and selectivity, a group that requires its own psychological entrance admissions test to ensure eliteness and mental acuity, a group so... Wait, what's that? You just need an SAT score above 1300 to get in? The keys to internet common intellectual superiority is just one 4-year-old SAT score away? I mean, if it's for the video, how could I not just become a member of Mensa? It's $40 though to verify that one number is larger than the other. So much for a f***ing genius group. It takes actual brains and intelligence to 1. Understand Family Guy, 2. Get the jokes in Family Guy, and 3. Not ask stupid questions about the jokes in Family Guy. Wait, Family Guy requiring a high intellect? Try watching Richard and Mortimer and get back to me on high intellect television programs. What a laugh. Yeah, I'm more looking for a long-term relationship. You? Yeah, sure, that. But is it also fair to say that it's very hard to find someone worth it? Like, if you're looking for a long-term relationship, the standards are very different. It's that 1 to 5%. It sounds like an existential crisis on my end. Not sure what point you're trying to make. I personally have never looked for anything beyond a long-term relationship. The only difference is, with me, I've developed a better understanding of what I'm looking for and what I'm unwilling to tolerate. So, yeah, I guess my standards are high, but if I don't try to date or tell myself it's too difficult to find that perfect someone, then my success rate is even lower. That's motivational. Thank you. Please don't take this personal since it's more my issue than you. I'm just sharing my own problem. Here's the reality. I've dated very hot girls. I keep them around. They turn me on. But I don't crave sex. The average just don't do it for me anymore. I literally lose my boner in the middle of sex. My time is worth a lot. $2,000 per hour. The literal cost to get to know someone is, to be fair, worth more than most people can possibly bring in for me. At this point, unless I bump into an 8 through 10, I'd make an effort, but otherwise, what incentives do I have? I think this is why Sugar Baby is a thing. They're cheaper than dating for me, by a huge margin. It's just that I hate the concept of paying, but damn is it practical. Now look, I'm sorry. I know you made an effort. I don't know what I was expecting. At the same time, you have guys like me who just don't see the value of it at all, or losers who aren't worth your time. You know what? Go date someone normal. They're just what you need. I don't know why girls go for me. I leave them crying and sad. Anyhow, good talking. Perspectives were examined in this monologue. I just feel bad. I mean, this guy clearly has some shit he's got to deal with, and boy am I not the right person to unpack all that. So, I mean, good, and I cannot stress this enough, grief.